Hezbollah says it has bled Israel with a massive surge of attacks as the wider Iran-linked regional war intensifies. Hezbollah shocks Israeli military as it claims as many as 63 military operations in just 24 hours amid the ongoing war. Iranian proxy group fires a mix of rocket barrages, drone strikes, and artillery fire targeting Israeli troops, bases, and border positions. Is Israel planning to invade Lebanon? Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun hints IDF may be preparing for a ground invasion.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and I ordered the IDF to immediately destroy all bridges over the Litani River that are used for terrorist activities in order to prevent the passage of Hezbollah terrorists and weapons southwards. And
Hezbollah said on March 23 that it had carried out 63 military operations against Israel over a single 24-hour period, according to the group's latest battlefield claims. The group said it targeted Israeli army positions, troop concentrations, and military centers over the past 24 hours across the northern front. Hezbollah said those operations included rocket barrages, offensive drone strikes, and artillery shelling against Israeli military targets. Hezbollah's statement said, and I quote, "In defense of Lebanon and its people, the Islamic resistance issued 63 military communiques on Sunday, March 22, 2026, regarding operations to counter the movements of the Israeli enemy along the Lebanese-Palestinian border, as well as operations targeting the positions, bases, troop deployments, and settlements of the Israeli enemy army in northern occupied Palestine. The Islamic resistance is committed to defending its land and people, particularly given the Israeli enemy's transgression of boundaries through its criminal acts. Its response has been directed at military sites, unlike the enemy, which targets civilians, and this constitutes the minimum necessary duty to rein the enemy in and prevent it from persisting in its dangerous objectives against Lebanon, its state, its people, and its resistance." Unquote. Hezbollah also published details listing the locations where it said Israeli forces were targeted during those operations. In and around al-Adisa, Hezbollah said it targeted Israeli forces and military positions as fighting intensified along the southeastern border belt. In and around Markabah, Hezbollah claimed strikes on Israeli troop concentrations and positions near the active ground combat zone in southern Lebanon. In and around Al-Tabah, Hezbollah said it hit Israeli soldiers and vehicles with attacks focused on frontline positions near the border. In the Alma al-Shab sector, Hezbollah reported operations against Israeli forces along the western border area overlooking the Mediterranean corridor. In the Hulakim sector, Hezbollah said it targeted Israeli troops and positions in one of the most heavily contested parts of southern Lebanon. In the Avivim Ramat Naftali Upper Galilee area, Hezbollah claimed attacks on Israeli military targets deeper inside the northern front. In the coastal and western border sector, Hezbollah said it carried out fire missions against Israeli positions stretching across the western edge of the front line. In the Misgavam Metchala Kiryat Shmona sector, Hezbollah claimed attacks on Israeli troop deployments and military sites near key northern Israeli border communities. In the Maroon al-Raz sector, Hezbollah said it struck Israeli vehicles and soldiers with artillery fire around the border town. In the A-Town Atarun sector, Hezbollah reported operations against Israeli positions in another major southern Lebanese frontline zone. Meanwhile, Al Jazeera reported that Israel struck Lebanon's civilian infrastructure on March 22, including the Kazmia Bridge, a key crossing in the country's south. The IDF attacked the Kazmia Bridge, which is considered a vital artery linking southern Lebanon with the rest of the country. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun condemned the escalation and described the bridge attacks as a prelude to ground invasion. The action followed an order by Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz to destroy all crossings over the Litani River allegedly used by Hezbollah.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and I ordered the IDF to immediately destroy all bridges over the Litani River that are used for terrorist activities in order to prevent the passage of Hezbollah terrorists and weapons southwards, and additionally to accelerate the destruction of Lebanese houses in the contact villages to thwart threats to Israeli communities. In accordance with the Beit Hanau model in combating Gaza, the IDF strongly continues a ground maneuver in Lebanon to eliminate Hezbollah terrorists and to quickly reach the line of contact at dominant points to protect the communities. The IDF will continue to allow the evacuation of residents of southern Lebanon north of the Litani River out of the war zone for their protection. We are determined not to allow the reality from before October 7th to return. We promise to protect the residents of the north, and that is exactly what we will do.
A man was killed on March 22nd in Misgavam after suspected anti-tank missile attacks struck the northern border community near Lebanon, according to first responders and Israeli media. Megan David Adams said 2 vehicles caught fire in the incident and that rescue teams recovered a man's body from one of the burning vehicles. The IDF is investigating the apparent Hezbollah attack from Lebanon, according to the Times of Israel's reporting on the incident. The Israeli military also confirmed that it had identified the attack as originating from Lebanon, the Times of Israel reported. IDF said, and I quote, "There is damage, and there are casualties. The incident is under investigation." Unquote. Yet reported that the man was pronounced dead after MDA crews extracted him from the burning vehicle. The same report said no air raid sirens had sounded in the area before the attack, raising questions about warning time and detection. When rescue teams reached the site, an alert warning of additional fire from Lebanon was activated, according to the report. MDA said, and I quote, "During firefighting operations, we identified a man in the driver's seat. He had no signs of life, and we were forced to pronounce him dead," unquote. A day earlier, Hezbollah had claimed a rocket salvo against Misgavam, showing that the area had already been under threat before the fatal strike. Hezbollah said, and I quote, "In defense of Lebanon and its people, the Mujahideen of the Islamic Resistance targeted, at 8 o'clock on Sunday, March 22, 2026, a gathering of soldiers from the Israeli enemy army in the settlement of Misgavam with a rocket salvo," unquote.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.